the following of arrays tutorial, we're going to talk about sorting. So as you know, there are in the numbers and also in the strings, when they're put inside of an array, sometimes we need to put them in a specific order. So for example, for the strings we have the order of alphabets, and for the numbers we have the order starting from 0 to infinity. So for example, here we want to sort the elements of my array. So here I'm going to write my array. So let me just fix it before printing out. So here we go. So my array equals my array dot sort, and there we go. So let's save the code, and also let me open up the arrays HTML code in the browser. So there we go. Also inspect the elements in there. We have console, and oh, there's a problem here. So assignment to constant variable. So it's probably because of the constant variable that we cannot change the my array. So let me change this one to something new. So I can say my new arrays and save the code. Also here we can do this, we can see the result either by saying it on the elements of our HTML or console log. So let me first console log this one, console.log, and inside of it my new array. Okay, there we go. So let's save the code and refresh the page. So we have no problem here, and as you can see, the order has been changed here, and we have Andy, Sarah, Katrina, Michael. We used to have this one, and then it's been changed to Andy, Katrina, Sarah, and Michael. So as you can see, even here the order has been changed. And the problem we had with the error was the fact that we were changing the my array to another variable, but actually dot sort by itself will change my array as well. So here, if I write my array, let us see what happens. It should show us the very same result. So as you can see, the very same result appears here, because here it will also change my array too. So there is also no need to put it inside another variable. Let me save the code, retry, and see the result. As you can see, the same goes on. So there we go. There are also times that we want to have a kind of a reverse sorting. So there we will use the reverse. So let me use reverse function afterwards. My array dot reverse and reverse. Okay, there we go. Parentheses, save the code, and here we want to refresh the page. As you can see, the order of sorting has been reversed. So we have Andy, Katrina at the end, not at the first, and it starts with Michael, and there we go. The same goes on here. So there we have it, and the reverse works. There are also times when we have the array of numbers. So most of the time here, actually all of the time here, we've been talking about the array of strings. But what if we have the array of numbers? So here I'm going to say numbers equal to, and then I'm going to create the very same array as this one, the strings, my array, but instead of the strings we're going to place numbers. So square brackets, and here we can write some numbers: 34, 2.5, 36, 7, 10, and for example -3. So let's see if sorting goes the same way for this one. So we have numbers that sort, and then we want to sort the numbers and place them in the console. So console.log, and here we want to have numbers. So let's save the code, and here we want to refresh the page. So as you can see, the numbers are sorted here, but somehow something looks wrong. So we don't seem to have the one-digit numbers that are positive, but except these two, 2.5 and 7, the other numbers are just set in the order that we've been looking for. So in JavaScript, there's sometimes problem with sorting the numbers, and the problems is originated from the fact that, it originates from the fact that the numbers here that we want to sort, this sorting function will only sort it in a way that it works for the strings. So it only works for the one-digit numbers. So why does it, so let's look at here. So why does it sort it in this way? We have 1, 2, 3, 3, and 7. So it first looks at the first digit of the number. So here we have -3, 1, 2, 3, 3, and then 7. So between these two, 3, then it looks at the second digit. So it works in the same way as it sorts the strings. So it considers the numbers as strings, and it tries to sort the numbers just the way it sorts the strings. So it doesn't calculate the numbers. So the sorting function doesn't really work here. So I really recommend you not to use sorting for the numbers. And an alternative function for sorting the numbers could be written manually by yourself using the for loops and the maximum and minimum, or there are other functions that you can write using this event sorting, so that you probably need to have some more calculations. But here I'm going to also show you how you can find the maximum and the minimum of the numbers in this sorting in this numbers array. So here you can write math. So it's one of the modules that you will use, math dot maximum, and here we can write the name of the array. So here you can write numbers. So you can console.log this one and see what is the maximum number of this array. So as you can guess, 36 is the biggest number, and as a result is going to be the maximum. Also, let us calculate the minimum. So instead of max, we can write min, and there we go. Oh, it's double M, so single M is enough. So let me save the code and refresh the page. So console is not a function. There seems to be a kind of a problem here. So, okay, console.log. Okay, instead of that, console.log and save, refresh, and it says it's not a number. Okay, so probably we need to add something here. I will check this. So let us check the max min. Here, as you can see, here the input of this function should be inside of the parentheses, not square brackets, meaning that it shouldn't be an array. And if you want to write it as an array, you should write apply here. So if you add apply to here, and the first argument should also be null. So let me write it here, and there we go. So also add null for here. Save this, and also need to add apply. Okay, so now let us save the code and refresh the page. There still seems to be an error. Null is not defined. It needs to be with small n, not capital N. Null and null here. Save the code as always and refresh the page. So as you can see, it's showing us the correct maximum number and the correct minimum number. As a result of that, we can see that we have all these maximum and minimums. So using this function and a for loop for looping through the array, you will be able to store the numbers and then put them inside of the array one by one using the functions that we've just told you about, changing the order of the numbers or the elements inside of the arrays, and then be able to sort the entire array yourself. So the function is easy, but you can try this for testing your skills. If you want to know how to do it, you can use this for each for looping through the items, and then look for the maximum number, and then using the splice function you will be able to change the order of the array or create a new array and put the items that you find the minimum inside of the new array one by one. So pop them into the array. So this is a very good practice to test your array function skills, and also your learning how to write functions and also looping through the arrays.